Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna start out with the drawing board instead of the toy box today. It's been a while since I've posted anything, been pretty busy and haven't really had a whole lot of time to do with stuff, work on stuff. This is that ice slide. I still got several coats to put on that yet. That's where I'm at with that. This here is going to be my apocalypse scene. I've got it cut for the dimensions for a shelf, and this here is a computer screen which will fit in here. These pieces go on like so, and this piece goes up here. This, I got another one just like it, courtesy of my buddy over on eBay, Reliving the Past Again. Does some pretty good Star Wars, G.I. Joe stuff. I've got quite a few things from this guy, and always looking to get more. So yeah, I've got, I'm going to make this like a chamber for, originally it was for Archangel. You can see how big it is. I had originally had it planned for Archangel, and I was going to do something with the inside, make it look more technology, but in apocalypse kind of way. But I've started getting the Build-A-Figure Holocaust. I have the torso and head and one leg right now, and he'd be kind of just balancing himself in there. So that's where I've got with that. I'm going to be adding like this. I did a terrible cut right here on the top of this. That's why, if you can see, I put another piece to raise this up, because this part's going to be the floor of it, and I'm going to cut this part out so it'll be a little bit taller in there. But along here, and especially like these circles, this is just scrap styrofoam. I'm gonna put different kind of Egyptian symbols and stuff and make it so that it pertains to apocalypse. And then on the computer screen, I've got a bunch of old Wizard magazines that I'm gonna go through and see if I can find pictures that would be of interest for apocalypse to be looking at, and paste those in there. So that's where I am on this stuff. Haven't gotten a lot farther, but it's still a work in progress that I have interest in, just haven't had time. Now for some bad news. Here's the bad news. I'll show you these pictures. It's part of a Ghost Rider collage that I did. There's those two, and this one here, as well as Blackheart and Zarathos there. The other pieces that go with it are up on the wall. I'll show that as I go show some of the new stuff I've done in here. But the reason I bring these up is because a couple of weeks ago, you can see here's my bench that I sit on while I'm working in here and stuff, and underneath are the boxes that I keep my artwork in. Well, a couple of weeks ago, we got a big package, and it had that, big packing paper. Well, the cats were having fun playing with it, so we left it out in the living room for a while, and I got sick of walking over it when I'd leave for work and come home, so I put it in here, and they had a ball with that. Well, one morning as I'm in here getting ready for work, I find this laying over on the floor on the far end of the bench, and I look a little further, and a bunch of these pages are pulled out. Now, as to how bad they got hit, The Blackheart and Zarathos didn't. The Blaze and Ghost Rider here did. Then we go up here for this Blaze one. This is actually the first one in it. They took all of this out. They took it out here. And then on the page where it's Danny Ketch, here and here. And they took a little bit out on the Ghost Rider there. Now it sucks. I did these pictures all over the course of about 5 or 6 years. But all in all, this set is about 20 years old. And it's a bummer, but my wife made a good point. She asked me if any of these pictures, have I ever drawn them before? I said yes. She says, well, then you can do it again. Very true. And the biggest thing I want to get across on this is, yes, it is obvious the cats did it. However, no cat's getting punished. For one, it wouldn't do any good. And for two, that's not my way. And for three, after the fact, even just speaking to them harshly would be stupid because they're not going to know what you're mad about. So, life goes on. No big deal. Well, on to the scenes I got going on. Well, here's what I got going on with the Dr. Mindbender scene. I'm changing some of the lab stuff out, putting that piece in there and putting in my glow-in-the-dark radioactive face huggers. Makes you wonder what's going to happen in this lab. So that's pretty much what I got there. And I kind of got a storyline going along here. That's why you see the Televiper talking to Mindbender. What he's talking about is the scene that's going on right below here, which is this. Starts over here. Get the dude up there. Yeah, I got the old fake blood out because I'm going to be using it for a scene that I'll be showing you in just a minute. And this whole storyline for this is about one that I've got going on the other shelf at the swamp scene, which is this. Yeah, the lizard scene where they're tearing into each other. And we got the Joes in the background. Spirit there, showed Stalker, Gung Ho, and Recondo back there. And there's also a special guest star in this too, which will eventually be shown. But on the other side over there, all the Cobras, they're watching them through sights and seeing what's going on. And Mindbender wants one, if not all of these, for his lab. And that's where I'm at with that. And this is the other scene I got going on, where I had all these villains over here on Castle Grayskull. I decided to kind of switch it up a little bit. It's got the Eternals. You see Loki back there. Special guest appearance by Hercules. Heimdall in the back there. That is Gilgamesh getting his head squished. And we've got Phastos getting pretzeled by Ebony Maw. Kinko just got his hands cut off. Give me a sec, let me climb up on this ladder. Alright, we got Circe and Enchantress facing off against one another. Marakai is being eaten alive by the wolves of Malekith, while he chops up Druig. And Surtur is holding the Allfather helpless, about ready to run him through. Also, a new addition is Doctor Strange wrapped up in Hellfire. And moved Loki up here, Lady Loki there. And I got a light back behind there. Yeah, I checked this last time, and the batteries, even with fresh batteries, it wasn't working. Oh yeah, I got one other thing that I wanted to go over with from my Unicron video. Other than that little clip, I never really did go over this. And yeah, it's still up here. Although Grimlock is at a bit of a disadvantage. Yeah, this thing came out, I don't know, 2002 or 3. I don't remember exactly when. But I didn't really collect Transformers, but my brother was like, hey, dude, you should get one just to have it. Because we were both such a big fan of that Transformers, the movie, cartoon movie from back in the 80s. And I picked that up, and not long after that, I started seeing these little Autobots at, I think it was a CVS. And I picked up several of them. Hot Rod back there, Cyclonus, and Unicron grabbing a hold of Galvatron. You underestimate me, Galvatron. So yeah, I thought it was a nice little addition to add to the toy box, add to the room. And that's pretty much it. I've still got stuff in the works. Give you a wide view of that. Oh, by the way, with the scene over here where I've got the blood there. That's why I had the fake blood there. I'm going to be pouring some blood down along there to cover up the white of the putty on everybody, on him as well. A lot on her. Have some on Odin as well. Kind of given the storyline, all these guys are going throughout all the different universes and killing all the people that would stand against them. And currently, they're destroying the MCU universe. And I also have more MCU characters for fodder for the battle. There's also several more that I didn't put up, which is, let's see, Thor from Endgame, Approximate Midnight, Lady Sif, Athena, and my Gamora from the Disney series where she's got the Thanos armor on. There wasn't room for it, so that gives me, if I take that like Marvel, that gives me a reason to put them in another scene, going into another universe, to suck them in as well. Oh, I really didn't give you a good look up here, now that I think about it. I just headbutted Unicron and sent an Autobot or two flying. And there goes Unicron. He just fell apart. Well, the show goes on. Yeah, I forgot to give you a good look here at the Hela. Kind of like using like death power on Valkyrie. And Thanos has got Ajax. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to let you guys go now so I can go see how badly I broke my Unicron. Alright, everyone. Have a good one. Take care. Talk to you later. Well, the good news is nothing is broken. And the bad news is these little guys, they come apart very easily. RC has these two things on her back that never stay on. You know, these aren't, you know, they don't transform or anything. They just, you know, I thought for the scale, and they were only a couple of bucks when I got them. I've had these freaking forever. I'll just pick up the pieces and put it back together. But yeah, Unicron's a little bit crooked, but he's fine. Alright, everybody. Have a good rest of your Saturday night. Everybody take care. Hope you're doing well. Have a good one.